It seems DCFS is under a microscope after 2 babies died from fentanyl-related causes this year. The agency has struggled with staffing and resource issues for a while, but the new acting secretary, Terri Ricks, has some ideas on how to improve the agency for 2023. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Kara, for having me.
So let's start off with a simple question. I mean, when people think of DCFS, they think of just, the Child and Family Services part and going and making sure families are okay, but there's actually a lot of other responsibilities that come with the job. Can you tell me what those are?
I'm happy to talk about the good work at the Department of Children and Family Services and the nearly 3,500 people that work for us. With us, they serve us in many different ways. One of them is like food-related services like SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also like our Child Support Enforcement Program. In addition to that, we determine disability for those who have applied for Social Security benefits. And of course, we also do emergency preparedness work. When it's time for an area to have sheltering or to be evacuated, we assist that with the Offices of Emergency Preparedness. So all in all, we serve about 1 in 4 Louisianians. And so we're not just the child welfare agency, but we definitely hold that very near to us.
So that's a lot of responsibilities and a lot of different hats that people in this agency have to wear. But I mean, this year in particular, it was a difficult year. Can you tell me where the challenge was with maintaining everything?
Sure, absolutely. So we have to talk about the increase in the number of cases that are coming in to child welfare. The number of children that are at risk, it has grown about 34% during the same time period this year versus last year. With some of the changes with people leaving the job or unable to hire, we've been unable to keep up with that demand. And so we've recently taken a lot of steps to actually shore up that area and to bring more people on board.
So whenever it comes to taking care of children and making sure that you're meeting with them, is there a particular area where there's a discrepancy, where there's a struggle?
So we have struggles, I think, throughout as the caseloads rise. But what we're doing right now is making sure that we can identify them a little bit more clearly and give the resources that the employees need to do their job even better.
And are there particular cities that you're looking at, places that you're focusing on to do that?
Absolutely. Well, so we're keeping a keen eye throughout the state. A lot of our efforts recently have been in Baton Rouge to make sure that we can shore that up. So we're keeping an eye to make sure if there's any areas that need supplementing, then we're doing that. So right now, a lot of focus on supplementing in the Baton Rouge office.
So, I mean, earlier and throughout this interview so far, we've talked a lot about caseloads increasing and not having enough people to meet the need. What is the agency doing now to make sure that they can help those families and those children?
It's such a good question. I'm glad you asked it. So much good work has gone in from lots of our partners to help us to use hiring fairs to actually find new people who want to come in and help us. We've installed new leadership in that office, been able to successfully recruit people that are really great candidates for that. In addition to that, we're doing some belonging work to change the culture in the department. We've actually instituted an employee assistance program, which we have not had before. So we're making sure that we're getting to a place where people can have a better balance in their life.
And as far as 2023 goes, it's around the corner. What are your goals for this agency next year?
Thank you. So this focus that we have right now on our partners throughout the community, that means our other state agencies like Louisiana Department of Health. It means continuing to work with Louisiana Workforce Commission on hiring. It also means making sure that our law enforcement office, the law enforcement community is really tight with us, as well as other community organizations. So partnership is important. The people that we have and that we're trying to hire are important. And then last thing is that we want to make sure that we're using data all the time. But all these things are about taking care of the children. So our whole focus is to do everything that we can to keep an eye on those children and make sure that we have timely response. And so our short-term activities will go through March. We believe by that time those 300 people walking around with their with their job offers will be on board. And by the way, we have another job fair in Baton Rouge on December 15th. And so we would love to have more people who want to join us in this effort to meet us there.
All right, and just hopefully get more people in to help bridge those gaps.
That's it, stabilizing and then making everybody that is at DCFS feel great about being there. Everybody that I know at DCFS, they want to do a good job. And so we need to make sure that they have the resources to do that. And that will be my job for 2023.
All right, well, we are out of time. Thank you so much for talking with us and coming in today.
Thank you for having me.